We have seen in earlier classes introduction, characteristics of robotic sensor, types of robotic sensor, and also we have seen touch or tactile sensor. Now in today's class, I would like to cover proximity sensor and their types, followed by robotic sensor. 2 points I want to tell you about proximity sensor. Proximity sensor, I think you remember, we have already covered in transducer subject under capacitive transducer unit. That is capacitive proximity sensor. In advanced sensor also we have covered one of the type of proximity sensor that is based on inductance that we have covered in electromagnetism for sensing. A copy of that is also included in the course material, you can see. Now, and the third thing which I want to tell you is all proximity sensor belongs to non-contact type category. There is no proximity sensor available of contact type, right? So this is actually a mistake in the syllabus. Please make a note of it. So in syllabus it is mentioned that cover proximity sensor for robotics application. We need to see the types of proximity sensor that we will do. In that it is also mentioned that we need to cover both contact as well as non-contact type of proximity sensors. Unfortunately, proximity sensor is of type non-contact. We do not have any proximity sensor which belongs to the category of contact. 3 points. One is capacitive proximity sensor learn from transducer engineering. Another one, inductive proximity sensor learn from the same course from unit 3. In detail we have covered this thing. The third point which I have mentioned is proximity sensor is basically of type non-contact. Okay. Okay. Already I told you proximity is used to detect object. Okay. Without physical contact. These are the two fundamental principles. Sorry, the assumptions for proximity sensor. One is made for detecting the presence of object. Another one without having any physical contact. Right? Now, so these are the different types of proximity sensor: inductive proximity sensor, optical proximity sensor, capacitive proximity sensor, magnetic proximity sensor, ultrasonic proximity sensor. In case of inductive proximity sensor, the object is always metal. Already I introduced this into you, covered in detail. Detailed discussion is available. In case of optical proximity sensor, okay, the other thing about inductive proximity sensor is it is making use of the principle of inductance. That is, when an object available in the field of detection, because of its influence, an eddy current is introduced in the sensor. So due to that induction of eddy current, electromagnetic force is created. So that is the principle. Okay, and for that to detect, the object should be always metal. In case of optical proximity sensor, light is transmitted, right, to object, and based upon whether the object is present or not, we will get either light reflected or light not reflected. Light's reflection is the principle. Okay, here anything can be detected, any object, metal, non-metal, whatever. Okay, in case of capacitive proximity sensor, any thing can be detected, and the principle of operation of capacitive proximity sensor is, we all know, already we have discussed this thing. Two plates of capacitor is available. Okay, so capacitance of capacitance gets changes due to the object influence. In case of magnetic sensor, Only magnet is the object. Only magnet is the object. One such example we have already seen as Hall effect sensor. In case of ultrasonic sensor, sound wave is transmitted. Okay, sound wave is transmitted and the rays are reflected back. Because of the object's presence. Okay, these are the brief classification. Detail is there in the next slide. If it is clear, I will move to next slide. Please acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Inductive transducer, one slide, one slides I'm including for all types of proximity sensor. But I am again requesting you the detailed construction, the detailed working principle. If you want to know about this thing, you please refer electromagnetism in sensing for this particular topic. Please refer for further read. For further read, please refer electromagnetism in sensing. Okay. So it look like this. The inductive transducer look like this. You see, it is having 3 wires. This is VCC, this is ground, and this is output. This output may give either 0 volts or it may give 5 volt. What is the meaning of 0 volt? No target. What is the meaning of 5 volt? There is a target. Okay, this I already told you, it is used for metallic object detection. This sensor is based upon the electrical principle of inductance. That is, when a fluctuating current induces an electromagnetic field in a target object. Okay, brief information is available, detailed explanation already I have given. Yeah, optical. You see, optical sensor, it is having 2 curve shape points. This is used to transmit light and this is used to receive light. Are you able to observe this thing? One of these is used to transmit light, another is used to receive light. As I already told you, suppose there is an object available over here, the light transmitted will fall on this object. If it is available, it is reflected back, and that reflection is sensing by the receiving part. Okay. So a complete optical proximity sensor include a light source, already I told you, and a light detector. So suppose this is light source and this is light detector. This is source and this is what? Detector. Okay. This sensor detect object directly in front of them by detecting the sensor's own transmitted light, which is getting reflected back from the object surface. Here also the connection is same. The pin connection is same. VCC, ground, and output. And this output will be, I doubt it is, okay, yeah, 0 volt or 5 volt. If it is discrete transducer, if it is analog no, optical, proximity sensor is always giving yes or no information. Capacitive proximity sensor look like this. Capacitive proximity sensor is used for both metallic as well as non-metallic object. The target can be powder, the target can be granulate, the target can be liquid, the target can be solid. That's why it is very versatile type of proximity sensor, mostly used in industries. Because the wide area of object detection is covering by capacitive proximity sensor. The capacitive proximity sensor, as I already told you, makes use of variation in capacitance. Already we are aware of this thing. So we can measure the capacitance with the relative measurement formula, change in capacitance by actual capacitance. So it can be delta epsilon by epsilon, or it can be delta A by A, or it can be minus delta D by D, right? Already we have seen this thing. Okay, here also the pin configuration is like this: VCC, ground, and out. The output can give always two signals. One is 0 volts, another one 5 volts. Magnetic proximity sensor. Here the target should be a magnet. Okay, based on the mechanical principle, this sensor only detects magnetic field or a permanent magnet. They sense the presence of magnetic object, commonly referred to as target. So mostly you remember in Hall effect sensor also, the target characterized by the magnetic field triggers. Okay, the target which is magnet or magnetic having magnetic field, it triggers the switching process when it enters into the detection range. When this magnet is in the detection range, so this is actually a switch. All proximity sensors are switch only. When the magnet is in the range of detection, it becomes close. This happens in range. Target detected. And the switch will be open if target is not detected. Right? Ultrasonic proximity sensor. Ultrasonic proximity sensor, already I told you, transmit sound wave. It transmit sound wave. And the sound wave is reflecting back by the object, and it is again measured with the mechanism available in the integrated sensor only, like this. In this, both transmission as well as receiving mechanism is available. Okay, it emits like this pulses, ultrasonic pulses, which is reflected back, that is this one, by the object. Okay, they employ sound wave to detect the object. Yeah, obviously the name says that ultrasonic sensor send the sound waves, audio or sound wave, human understandable sound wave, right? So to detect the object, so color, transparency do not affect them. This is actually the advantage of ultrasonic sensor. So whatever may be the color, because in case of light rays, the optical sensor, if the medium is different, it is not able to reflect the signal back, we may not be able to detect the information. So color matter, the transparency matter in case of optical sensor, but in case of ultrasonic sensor, nothing matters, neither color nor transparency. Okay, it may be the extreme texture situation. Yeah, a brief comparison of all these sensors is listed here in this table. This table is very important. Okay, so the upper row already I have covered. The second row information I am discussing. The second, third, and fourth. These three row I am discussing. In case of inductive proximity sensor, the object should belongs to a metallic category. In case of optical sensor, it can be anyone. In case of magnetic, it must be a magnet. In case of capacitance, the thing can be object can be anything. In case of ultrasonic sensor, it can be anything. Now, when we come to the coverage of distance, you see, Inductive transducer is covering 50 millimeter distance. It is covering 50 millimeter distance. And the optical is covering 100 millimeter distance. And magnetic sensor is covering 80 millimeter distance. Whereas capacitance is covering 50 millimeter distance. And please observe, ultrasonic is covering 15 meter. So from the range point of view, this is the best. And these two are falling in medium category, optical and magnetic. Whereas inductive and capacitive transducer are falling in the category of low range sensing. Now, from the point of view of cost, you see the ultrasonic is looking to be the costly. Okay, capacitance and optical are medium cost devices, whereas inductive and magnetic, they both are low cost devices. So if we have an option of selection from the point of view of cost and the operating distance, then we can select inductive proximity sensor because it is giving same distance coverage with less cost. But sometimes what happens is we need to detect the object which is not the metal in that case, and sometimes we want to detect the presence of liquid also, and sometimes we want to detect the vapor content, sometimes we want to detect the granules or small particles. In that case, we need to prefer capacitive transducer. All depends upon the application. So if it is clear, we'll move to next slide. This is all about the discussion of proximity sensor. Now I am moving to the last topic. These things are not actually there in the syllabus. If time permits, I will discuss because it is also needed in our robotic sensor. As we have time constraints, so I cannot discuss the extra thing. Please excuse me for that. Now I'm moving to the last topic of discussion. That is nothing but robotic vision. Robotic vision. So in our computer terminology, it is called as computer vision. This is very hot topic. Only a brief discussion we are covering in this course. Computer vision. This is actually the fundamental thing for driverless car. Okay, and a robot make use of this thing. There are a lot of applications which make use of computer vision. Okay, so what is this computer vision? Actually, these are eyes for computer. What is robotic vision? They are eyes for robot. With the help of that, they can see the environment and they can get the information in their surrounding. So, in order to replace a man with a robot, we need to provide an extensive information about its surrounding. That can be done. There are many mechanisms available. We just talk about the hardware part. So there is a mechanism of extracting information from the surrounding, and that is called as stereo vision. That is called as stereo vision. Stereo vision. Stereo vision is nothing but a triangulation method is used. This is actually called as triangulation method. Suppose this is the object which we want to pick. So what we will do is, instead of using only one camera, we make use of two cameras, which actually make a triangle. Okay, when we include both cameras with the object, it actually make a triangle. So we try to see this object from two different visions. Okay, so the type of camera which we use in our stereo vision is nothing but CCTV camera, CCD camera. This actually extract 3D information from this digital camera. By comparing the information from a scene of two vantage, 3D information can be extracted. Okay, so all about like this. The conclusion is like this. We actually want to extract 3D information. So this can be obtained from camera CCD camera 1, CCD camera 2 plus a signal processing. These two camera information is actually supplied to signal processing to extract this 3D information. So this much is enough for robotic vision. Hope you all understand.